Lay them girls get down on the floor, on the floor. Lay them girls get down on the floor, on the floor. Lay them girls get down on the floor, on the floor. Lay them girls get down on the floor, on the floor. Lay them girls get down on the floor, on the floor. Lay them girls get down on the floor, on the floor. Lay them girls get down on the floor, on the floor.
Yeah. What's going on, YouTube? Vaping with LoShawn has finally returned. Hey, that's not my thing, but shout outs to my man Vaping with Twisted 420, man. I always wanted to do that, so I got a shot to do it, so I did it. Shout outs, like I said, shout outs to Vaping with Twisted 420. I watch his channel a lot, and he deals with vaping, so I always wanted to do it, because that's his intro. You know, he comes on and says, Vaping with Twisted 420 has now returned. Cool intro, I like it. Vaping with Twisted 420, if you watch this, shout outs to you on that, man. And if you ain't subscribed to him, go subscribe to him. Alright, so today's video, what we're going to talk about is cents per mile versus percentage. Okay, a lot of people been wanting to know about this topic. They want to know information on it. I got a little bit, you know what I mean? I got a little bit. I do the percentage side on a lease deal. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys my take on cents per mile versus the percentage. Now understand that this is solely my opinion. Okay, this is from what I see. This is from the research that I've done. If you don't believe what I'm saying, or you don't like what I'm saying, or something that I feel is incorrect, then take it for as you will, okay? But this is my perspective, my point of view on it, and a lot of people wanted me to speak about this, so I'm actually doing a video about this, okay? And that's just how I feel about it. All right. A couple announcements real quick. If you're not down with YTTA Network, make sure you go join that on Facebook.com, or I'm old school, man, so I'm still saying Facebook.com, but go to Facebook, type in the search box YTTA Network, join in. That's where you find the likes of myself, Trucker Brown, a trucker named Jay, the Wright brothers, Saray, Woody, and Shadow Wolf doing our live feeds over there. That's YTTA Network on the Facebook. Also, we got a new Zello channel that's up and running. Type in YTTA and it should pop up. In parentheses, it'll say official channel. If it don't say official channel, or if you click on the icon for YTTA and it doesn't say created by LoShawn Parks, it's not our channel. Okay, a lot of new rules have been implemented in there. You have to have an actual picture of yourself as your icon, and you have to get accepted in, you know what I mean, by the moderators or the admins. And the admins and the moderators right now are as of follows: SoCal, myself, Trucker Brown, Woody, and John. And if none of those guys know you or don't think that you're any good for YTTA, then you won't get accepted in. And I do apologize, and a lot of people giving me scrutiny and hell about it. It's just, it is what it is, man. The old room was contaminated, and a lot of people was in there that shouldn't have been in there. We had a lot of people in there recording our material, which that's never cool, you know what I mean? First of all, you shouldn't be recording somebody without somebody knowing that you're being recorded, okay? But that's just how I feel about the situation. And now we have a better lock on the YTTA Zello room, because if we don't know you, you can't get in. It's sorry it has to be that way. Others have ruined it for those that was doing good, but if you're doing good and we remember you and we know you, you still can get in. All right, so still send your request to it. If we let you in and you good, if you don't get in, I'm sorry. It is what it is, okay? So let's get into our topic now. I'm already 3 minutes into advertising, and we want to do all that. And you guys already know about the YTTA for apparel, okay? Go get yourself a shirt. They only cost $10 for a regular white one, and I think $13 for a color one. It don't cost that much. I don't make any profit off it. Once again, I have to emphasize this because a lot of people still think I make profit. I don't make profit off of it, and what the price that you're getting is the price of cost to make. So I don't want to make no profit off it. I just want people to support the movement, and that's why I made the shirts to where I don't make no profit off it, okay? So on with our topic here now, okay? Cents per mile versus percentage. Which one is better? In my opinion, after further researching and things of that nature, percentage is going to be the better route to go. Reason why, and I'm gonna give my reasons, okay? When you're on cents per mile, okay, you have some companies, I think it's KLLM, that do what is it, $1.09 plus the fuel surcharge, right? So let's just take for example that, okay, I'm not sure if it's $1.09 or it might be 99 or whatever have you. Okay, we're just going to use a random number. Okay, let's just say a company says that we're going to pay you $1.10 a mile for all miles, right? Plus we'll give you a fuel surcharge, which fuel surcharge fluctuates. Okay, it depends on where the pricing of fuel is at. And right now, price of fuel is cheap, so the fuel surcharge is down, okay? Because fuel right now is really cheap to get, so the fuel surcharge is not going to be high. You're not going to get a lot of money for fuel. Fuel surcharge is determined by the price of fuel. In case you guys didn't know, I have to do a whole nother video on fuel surcharge later on, okay? But right now the fuel surcharge is low, so if somebody's giving you, I don't know what the national average right now for fuel surcharge is, but we're just going to use a guesstimate number, okay? Like I said, this is all for exampling, okay? None of these numbers can be accurate, okay? They may not be accurate. As far as when I say you're making $1 per mile plus fuel surcharge, I'm just plugging in numbers, okay? You plug in your numbers and you figure this out. But let's just say that they're paying you $1 per mile for all miles loaded and unloaded, empty, whatever have you, and they're going to give you your fuel surcharge, which with fuel being low, let's just say it's 20 cents, okay? I don't know. Just say 20 cents. So you're actually making $1.20 per mile, right, for that load. This is the reason why those companies do cents per mile and they don't do percentage. Because let's say, for instance, a lot of those loads that they have typically be high price loads, okay? So let's just say that load is really in all actuality like $4.50, or let's do a better number. Let's just say it's $4, okay? Let's play even numbers here. Just play even numbers, okay? It's $4 a mile. So out of that $4 a mile, you're doing cent per mile, so you're making $1.20, okay? Because you're on cents per mile. You're not on percentage of that load, so you get cents per mile. So you make $1.20 on all your miles, right? So if that load is, and I got my calculator pulled up right here, okay? So if you guys need to pull a calculator up, then fine. If you guys are driving and listen to this, then don't worry, I'll do the math for you. So if you have $4, if they're paying $4 for that load, right, to the company, and you subtract the $1.20, or they subtract the $1.20 that it costs for you to run cents per mile, you're making $1.20 cent per mile. The company is making $2.80 per mile, okay? And they're not going anywhere. They're not driving, okay? Granted, yeah, they're booking the load for you and stuff like that, but damn, what's the point of that? They're making double what you're making. And I understand this is a business, but at the same time, it's a business for yourself too, because there's companies out there that actually offer leasing and they offer cent per mile, and that's terrible. You know what I mean? When you start to look at these numbers, you're making $1.20 for all miles, and you're excited about that, and you're like, yeah, it's good. I make a steady check and this, that, and the third, because it's gonna be there's a lot of excuses on why people are satisfied with making cent per mile over percentage, and they try to justify this, okay, and say, oh, well, you know, I get a steady check. That's fine, but at the same time, if you're doing a lease deal and you're making $1.20, but then that company that you're pulling for is making $2.80, you know what I mean? That's terrible. That's bad numbers. Okay, so let's just say, for instance, if you were making percentage, okay, at prime is 72%. Okay, so $4 times 0.72%, I make $2.88 off of that load. Okay, I make $2.88. So with me making $2.88 for subtract 288, the company only makes $1.12. I'm getting the better end of the bargain. Okay, I'm not taking the short end of the stick. I'm getting the better end of the stick, and the company is getting the shorter end of the stick, which is how it should be. I'm out here running it. I'm running the operation. I got to put the fuel in the truck. I got to pay for the fuel and all that stuff. So why would I take cents per mile? There's companies out here that's doing cents per mile, and you still got to pay for your own fuel. You know what I mean? And that's a bad deal. I don't want to throw no companies under the bus, but if you're working for a company and you're pulling cent per mile over percentage, I'm gonna be honest with you, you're getting a bad deal. Okay, it's a bad deal. Like I said, I just gave you the example with me being 72%. Out of that $4, I make $2.88, and the company makes $1.12. If you're on percentage, if you're on cent per mile and you're making $1.20, $1 and then 20 cents for fuel surcharge that they're gonna give you, that company is raping you. Okay, they're making $2.80 while you're making $1.20. So you want to reverse the roles. Okay, this is all about knowing about business. All right, some things that glitter aren't always gold. Some things that look good ain't always gold. And yeah, on that end, they could sit there and say, well, I get a consistent check every week. Yeah, you do. You do. It's and then when people say, this is another thing. Okay, I hear a lot of people say that leasing is a glorified company driving. Nah, I don't believe that. I disagree with it totally. Okay, and the reason why I disagree with it, because I pay for the fuel and everything, and everybody wants to sit there and say, well, you're paying for a truck for the company. That's fine. Okay, that's the nature of the beast. Okay, but eventually you end up owning this truck, okay? And I'm actually gonna do a video, I think next week, where I'm gonna tell you about bad leasing deals, okay? There's companies out here that have bad leasing deals. Prime is not one of them. Prime's leasing deal is decent to me. A lot of people will also say that you're paying for 2 trucks for the company Prime. That's fine. But at the end of the lease, if I'm paying for 2 trucks, I own this truck. I could care less if I paid for 2 trucks for Prime. I own my truck, okay? It's not like I'm paying on a deal for 7 years. I paid on a lease deal for 3-4 years, depending on what deal you get. So it's a good deal. Sometimes you got to be the butt of the donkey in order to get to the head. If I'm making any sense to you guys, I hope I am. I don't want to lose y'all. I want to keep y'all focused on that. But end of the day, cents per mile, in my opinion, is worse than percentage. Percentage is always the route that you want to go. Personally, if you're leasing, you're doing a lease deal, you're doing a lease to purchase deal, you're owner operator, you want to do you want to do percentage, excuse me. Cent per mile, you leave that over there for the company guys, okay? Don't ever get into a lease deal and go to a company and you be on cent per mile. You're getting stiffed. I showed the numbers, and you can do the numbers yourself, okay? If you didn't understand what I'm talking about, just watch the video back. If you know, a lot of people, I didn't hear you mention anything. I did. I mentioned about the numbers. You know, I just used a prime example. If the load is paying $4 a mile, then if you're on cent per mile, you only make $1.20 for that load, and that's including your fuel surcharge. And if you're on percentage, you make 72% or whatever percentage you make. On percentage, you make more than what the company is going to make. Okay. And a lot of people is going to say this too, and it's going to mostly come from people who already own their truck, owner operators, and then it's going to come from those company drivers who don't know no better. But they're going to sit there and say, well, you got so many expenses. So is life. So is businesses. All businesses have expenses, okay? The thing that's great about having expenses in businesses is that they're tax write-offs. Okay, they're tax write-offs. As long as it is an expense for my business, I can write that off at the end of the year on my taxes. That's the beautiful part about it. And yeah, you can't write off every single thing, and yeah, it doesn't give you the full break for the price that you paid, but you get a tax break still. In the end of the day, business is business. You still get a tax break. So any way that we can get tax breaks as a business, why not? I'm just saying. And owner operators don't get the same tax break that a lease driver does. That's leasing a truck. You know what I mean? You can't fully write that truck completely off like how on a lease truck you can completely write that off until you own it. But that's on for another video as well. So, like I said, I didn't want to take too much of y'all time. I just wanted to let you guys know that, in my opinion, if you're doing a cent per mile and you're leasing or you're owner operator at a company, it's a bad deal. Okay, you could be making so much more money. Take the percentage, put on your big boy pants. Understand that, you know, in that percentage game, then people will say, in the percentage game, you know, you could not make a check. You couldn't be in the negative. That's the nature of the beast too, okay? But then in more weeks that I'm out, the more that I'm going to make over you as a percentage guy. I mean, as a cent per mile guy, okay? So that's why I emphasize that people stay out 6 to 8 weeks, stack up a lot of money, then you can go home for a week, okay? 6 to 8 weeks run, go home for a week, because then you built up enough money to where your truck note and stuff like that doesn't really hurt you. You know what I mean? You got enough money built up to where you can take that week off. So that's how I feel about it. If you guys got any questions, leave your comments down below. I do want to let you guys know that I'm not going to entertain any negative comments anymore. So if you got anything negative to say in relevance to myself, all right, a lot of people need to understand there's a thin line between constructive criticism and then just hating or not liking. All right, I understand constructive criticism. I don't understand hate. I don't deal with the hate thing. So what I'm going to do is, if you leave something that's a hateful comment, I'm going to delete it, all right, because I just don't want to deal with it, and I'm not going to respond to it. If you do it too many times, I'm just going to block you, and then all you'll be able to do is watch the videos, but then you won't be able to comment. So it is what it is. At one point in time, I was thinking about removing comments, but that's not fair. You know what I mean? Just because it's one bad apple, you don't delete the whole tree. You just get rid of the bad apple, right? So that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, man, I just got a new load that just popped up right now on my Qualcomm, so it's time for me to skedaddle. Man, I'll holler at you guys later. I appreciate you guys for rocking out with me. Like I said before, if I haven't said thank you to you guys enough, I do truly appreciate each one of my subscribers. I'm up to, I think, 5,800. We're on our way to 6,000, so we're going to keep it rocking. Make sure that you guys check us out on YTTA Network on the Facebook. Search YTTA Network in the Facebook. You'll find us. That's where you can find our live feeds. We go live starting at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Alright, if you guys want to know the order of how it goes, I think Shadow Wolf comes on at 6:30 to 7. Woody comes on from 7 to 7:30. Trucker Named Jay comes on from 7:30 to 8. Wright Brother comes on from 8 to 8:30. So Ray comes on from 8:30 to 9. I come on from 9 to 9:30, and Trucker Brown closes out from 9:30 to 10. Also, in the Zello app, we're going to start doing our after party there. So after Trucker Brown is done with the show, with his ending, then we're all going to come into the Zello app and chop it up with you guys. So we're just trying to be more interactive with each and every one of you guys, and we do appreciate y'all. Salute the soldiers out there. And we need to come together as Americans. Stop with this racial stuff. Stop with this hatred. Stop with this pointing fingers. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. We need to unite and come together as one. Alright, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Y'all make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. It's them again. YTTA, LoShawn Parks. I'm out.
You do what you want when you pop it.